Alright.
What's up? This is episode
111.
Man, 111.
Lucky number.
We're gonna do this one on breaking generational curses.
Generational curses. What are generational curses?
Alright, generational curses are, it can be something as simple as like, hey, you know what? And my dad's dad wasn't there for him. My dad wasn't there for me. My dad's dad wasn't there for him. You know, or you know, it could be the mom too. My mom didn't give me love. My mom wasn't there. And her mom wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Those are generational curses. You know what I'm saying? Shit that negativity in families that just keeps on spreading, especially the children. You know, that's why it's generational.
It's like tradition, but it's bad tradition.
Bad tradition.
Right.
There you go. You call it that too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they're generational curses and. Like, you know, there's, I mean, you really want to get serious about it too, and this is why it's important, you know, like a lot of, like, you know, one of the things, I've encountered a lot of people who were sexually abused, you know, when they grew up, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of times it is a family member that does, you know what I'm saying, and a lot of people who go through sexual abuse, they look at themselves as like, oh, you know what, I'm ashamed, but the reality of it is that, bro, it seems to me that more people than not have been sexually abused.
Oh, I don't know about that. You think?
I do. I feel like
like in one way or another, right?
I feel like if you take 10 people, at least 5 or 6 of them, which is half or a majority of 6, have dealt with some kind of sexual abuse. You know, whether it was multiple times or just once. You know what I'm saying, in their lives. And that's the thing. That kind of shit. That's why you should speak up, because that shit needs to be stopped. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly why, you know, some people are like, well, you know what, whatever, you know, my dad wasn't there for me, so no. Well, okay, fine, if you don't want to break that, but this curse something like this needs to be stopped, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and the reason why it continues is because no one speaks up. It's taboo, you know what I'm saying? Like, why should it be taboo, you know what I'm saying? Like if someone in my family did that, they need to be called out. So you know what, the rest of the family knows that, hey, okay, this is not tolerated here, and if we do it and we get caught, you know, yeah, we believe the children here. And that's the worst part of it is when children try to speak up and people don't believe them. Those stories break my little heart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, nah. If you become a family who's be like, nah, you know what? We're not. If the children in our family come up to us and tell us that they you know,
they don't feel safe.
Something happened. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna just say, well, oh, don't be like that, or you're just a kid, or get over it. No, we're gonna see what happened. Are you okay? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then kids, they're not actors, not naturally. So like, you're gonna see, like, if they're sad or some shit, you're gonna see it, and you gotta figure out, like, ask them and listen.
But the main one, obviously not the main, but one of the most typical ones, like we talked about, is the dad, you know, who wasn't there, or the mom who didn't give you love and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And
also, verbal and physical abuse is one. And then I think trauma in the DNA is kind of a curse that you gotta kind of confront at a certain point, because if they say that shit travels, you know, through us. So we have to resolve the trauma from generations, and it's kind of a gift and a curse, because it's making us even smarter than all our ancestors. We have all the information from our ancestors as well as the current information.
It's giving us way more work. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be nice to be able to just live like they did and just go about, you know, their lives just not caring about how they were in a way. Almost, you know what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is that we realize it's not the way to live, because when you get older, you know, all you got are regrets, or you got you know, like, you know, you got bad marriages, you know what I'm saying, or you have unhappy families or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and that's
lost children.
Yeah, that's always gonna lead to, you know, it's always gonna rub off on the children in the families, you know what I mean?
And the grandchildren are also it's a ripple effect, like a fucking rock and water.
You know, like for example, my family. I got 5 aunts. On my mom's side, I got 5 aunts and 3 uncles, and but my grandpa passed on really a long time ago. So there really hasn't been any disciplinarian in the family, any authority figure in the family for a long time.
Grandma didn't remarry?
Nah, she didn't remarry. And then grandma passed on too a few years ago. You know what I'm saying? So really, what you have left is all these. They're supposed to be grown as women, but they're really sometimes they bicker like young ass females, like you know young teenagers, because hey, they never had that father wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? They don't know, but they're the result of a generational curse. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Not only dad not being there now, but dad when he was younger not being around. You know what I'm saying? Dad, dad preferring to go and do his thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Instead of deciding to be a father or a family man.
Right.
And and I pointed that out to my mom. You know what? She kind of agrees. You know, she was like, "Yeah, I see the negativity. You know, what does that do? It makes it so that they're always bickering with each other. You know, like I said, I have five aunts and 3 uncles, but we can't possibly ever get all eight in a room together because so and so can't talk to so and so isn't cool with so and so, so we can't invite so and so because so and so won't want to go,
right.
And then they might take it the wrong way, so we can't don't even tell them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then it's like fuck it.
Yeah, it really is a bitch. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of shit that obviously, look, my man, look how it is. I'm pretty sure they're not. They wouldn't say they're happy with how our family is. You know, we don't
right.
get. They don't get along. You know, we don't hang out. We don't communicate. You know, we don't have any trust. You know what I'm saying? But we're for all intents and purposes, it seems like we're a cursed family, right? You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of shit isn't going the way it should be. You know, the adults aren't the adults. You know what I'm saying? The kids haven't been taught. So then what happens? You know, a lot of family members who are early pregnancies, you know, and then deadbeat baby daddies, you know what I'm saying? And it's just it's a cycle that perpetuates. You know, once again, how can my aunts do anything with their daughters and sons if they were never disciplined themselves? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that's happening in a part of my family in a certain way. In a little, I think, I don't know if it's Del Rio or something like that. But so my grandpa's brother passed on, right? And his house was in the name of one of the daughters. But then the other daughter wants the house, and supposedly one of the daughters forged her name, and plus one of their brothers was in jail. And so now they're fighting each other and suing each other for the house, which before he passed, like they barely even visited the house when he was there. So it's just like, now on episode 1 of the iPod, I talked about how my grandpa's dad used to make him and his brothers work and bring home money.
Your great grandpa.
Yeah, and so, but it was like, oh no, I guess because then I don't know what happened because my grandpa ended up having stepdads too later. But anyway, so my grandpa, his kids, they didn't turn out the way his brother's kids did. It was almost like my grandpa and my grandma, whether they knew it or not, they were breaking curses by ensuring that their kids, they were just super strict and to a flaw too, because like they were beat, like he would hit the kids and shit. But I mean, they ended up going to the military, like they were good in school, and they can all be together and be cool and cordial and they help the grandparents and shit. So it's really odd to see it's like almost the complete opposite from 2 brothers that had the same dad. You know what I mean? And why one was different than the other, I don't know. Maybe one because my grandpa was shorter than his brother, so he had even a bigger chip on his shoulder, and he had to be even tougher. And I mean, who knows, man? But and so because of that, like, I mean, not every kid is perfect. So they had 6 kids. My grandparents had, so I got 3 aunts, 3 uncles, which I thought was a lot. 6, but 5 aunts, bro. I can't imagine. That's a lot of women. Shout out to women, but damn. But and my mom's the oldest, and sometimes she has to like deal with stuff too, with there's like the politics of the family, especially with the pandemic or whatever, and but even the things that, so like whether it's subconscious or not, every generation, I think if they have good intentions, they try to do better than what their parents did, and that's usually the goal. That is usually. But I think we got to the point, probably because of the Great Awakening and whatever, where we can see that there's even more. There's a lot of work to be done to break all the curses.
Yeah, like for example, my mom, when she had me, you know what I'm saying? She dedicated herself to me completely. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not shading my other family members or any other mothers and stuff. But my mom dedicated herself to being a mother, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I don't care about having quote unquote, you know, going to have a social life. I don't care about quote unquote, you know what, needing to do me. You know, I'm gonna be a mother 100%. You know what I'm saying? 25/8. You know what I'm saying? And my mom gave me that unconditional love 25/8. You know, and a lot of my aunts growing up, they would talk shit. They would say you're gonna spoil him, and you spoil him too much. You know, and you know what? That's no lie. I was a spoiled kid growing up. You know what I'm saying? But one thing my mom did teach me from the time I was a baby is she was spoiling, but she would always let me earn it. You know, she would always make me say, you always say thank you. You always say please. You know, you always have manners. You know, when anyone ever tells me, hey, you're a well-spoken man, or you know, you're really respectful, man, that's not props to me. That's props to my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, like if it wasn't, you know, yeah, I mean that's all her. That's all her. Period. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so now that I'm older, you know, 33, gonna be 33. And I'm one of the older male cousins in the family, you know. I think a lot of the other aunts and uncles and cousins, you know, they say, oh, maybe we're wrong about what we said about his mom. You know, maybe his mom was actually, that's the way to make a man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, we thought, you know, because yeah, look at how my other cousins turned out, who quote unquote weren't spoiled and were quote unquote, you know, supposed to turn out to be men. You know, they're not. You know, they're not. You know, they're the kinds of dudes, you know, for the most part that, you know, they like to drink. They, you know, typical shit, right? You know what I'm saying? They don't have their shit together. You know what I'm saying? They don't. You know what I'm saying? They're still all about me. You know what I'm saying? And because I was giving so much love to my mom, I'm able to take on that same attitude of like, hey, you know what? I wanna spread my love. I wanna spread my love and give it and help others out. You know, instead of being about myself. You know, I think I get that from her too. I get that from the love she gave me. So I think her doing that with me, how I was raised and how I turned out, it's breaking a generational curse in a lot of ways. You know?
Yeah, that's dope.
You know, one of the things too, like now that I'm married, you know, like in my family too, a lot of there's really no successful marriages except I have an uncle who kind of he distanced himself from the family. Like he doesn't live near us and. He probably rarely sees, you know, he's probably seen his sisters and brothers maybe like twice in the past 4, 5, 7 years. You know what I'm saying? So you know he does him, but you know he's got his own happy marriage and so and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, the rest of them it's not like that. You know, I don't really have aunts and uncles who are together.
Right.
You know, except him, we don't say we're not. He's the one who's furthest out.
Right.
And you know. One of the things that in my family too is that like when shit pops up in marriages, like issues pop up, they're just like, well, whatever. They prefer to not instead of deciding that I'm gonna put in work and put my pride aside and you know what I'm saying, like really dedicate myself to this person. They prefer to just say, well, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do me. You know, I'm not gonna apologize. I'm not gonna admit I was wrong and that's why the marriages go bad. You know.
A lot of pride is a curse.
So when I come in contact with conflict in my marriage, and I decide to try to work it out, you know, legit work it out, you know, that I think that too is breaking generational curse. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm yes, I had a marriage and I got a woman, but I'm also trying to work to keep her. It's not just that I got her and now she better do what I say or you know we're together, so you know ain't no need for me to be putting in work. You know what I'm saying? Or there's just no need for me to ever want to change. You know, because hey, you know I'm not I want to get the pride thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do the opposite. You know, I'm trying to hear out my partner when they tell me they got issues with behavior or they want changes. Hey, you know what? I try to be fluid. You know what I'm saying? Right. I try to be adaptable. I don't want to get too comfy. You know, you get too comfy, you get too lazy, and then all of a sudden. You know, you know, before you
or too stubborn.
Yeah, that too, because you know, being lazy for a lot of people, and I'll admit, bro, it's nice to be lazy and be comfy and shit,
right? And not change.
Yeah, but you know what? Before you know, you're looking like Garfield. You know, you're just fat and lazy, and you're not aware no more. You don't lost. You know, you're done.
You're the same fat cat for 30 years.
Yeah, you lost the motivation. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. I've got to stay motivated, and that's why I tell you, you know, any issues I'm going through in my marriage right now, if I can, you know, work them out and things can go good, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna I'm gonna appreciate that because of how I had to work to make that happen, you know. Like I told you, you know, like a lot of my family members, you know, my family, you know, we don't have a problem pulling, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you know what I'm saying, we got some game in our family, you know, so to speak. So, you know, all my aunts and uncles, they can easily attract somebody, you know, like you know, me too. You know, I can maybe easily attract somebody, but it's about keeping them, you know what I'm saying? And that's where you put your pride aside, where you're not like, well, you know what? You don't want me like this, shit, well, whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, yeah, you know, motherfuckers will say, you know, say shit like that, you know? If you don't want me for me, then you must not want to be with me. But it's like, no, I want to be with you, bro, but you got some flaws that I wish you could change, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's something that's hard for a lot. It's hard for a lot of people to accept and even try to look at, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, the fact that I'm able to hopefully do that and hopefully successfully do it, you know what I mean? That in itself breaks generational curses. You know, if I ever had children, my children won't be born to a father who's just gonna like expect you to do things his way, and that'll be that. You know, I think I'm a more understanding kind of person. You know, I'm gonna hopefully allow my child to bloom, you know, into what it you know what it wants to be instead of what I'm trying to make it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They them.
And also, you know, hopefully moving on forward, you know, yeah, you know, wherever I'm at, relationship wise, you know, whoever's across, you know, there for me, I can hopefully always, you know, have that trust. You know what I'm saying? Be looked at as a good partner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When it comes to kids, also, like, I don't know when it became uncool for dads to play with their kids, like imagination, play with them with their toys.
Well, it's not that it's just a pride thing. It's a whole like I'm not looking like a man right now. You know
Right.
What I'm saying? Quote unquote, don't look like a man right now.
Right.
But a real man is a motherfucker that'll sit there with his daughter. You know what I'm saying? Put on a pink shirt and grab tiny little teacup.
Right.
You know, with nothing in it,
Right.
and sit there and conversate. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know,
play tea time.
that's a
pretend.
real one, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
because I think it makes a huge difference because for generations, dads don't play with their kids. Like, that's just not a thing, especially with the TV now. You know what I mean? Like football and beer and.
That's why when I do see dudes playing with their kids, just playing catch, you know what I'm saying, with the football or whatever, like, you know, part of me inside, you know, he gets a little hand clap right there, you know what I'm saying?
So
like,
you have a little hope for humanity.
Yeah, that's the real one right there, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah, you know, shout out to dads actually doing the dad shit, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, bro. That's breaking curses. My mom helped, cause I don't think her parents read to her, so she read to us. Now my parents didn't really play with me, but I played with my kid and I read to him.
You know, you just said that and it hit me, bro. That's one thing. I'm a book lover. You know what I'm saying? I love reading books. I love reading in general. And I know that I got that because of how my mom, since I was a baby, she would always read me books. Always, every night, read me books. When I was old enough to go to the library, she would take me almost every day, fam. You know what I'm saying?
Check out books and stuff.
Like,
that's gangster.
Like I said, bro, my manners, you know, my love of books, you know what I'm saying? That's her. You know, all that shit. You know, the way I love. You know what I'm saying? That's from her. You know what I'm saying? But even that, I have to define it. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how it is. You know what I'm saying? You have to turn your love into a love that doesn't want to control. You know, but wants to like allow the other person, other people to blossom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. And then being honest with your kids and being humble with them and showing humility, like admitting when you're wrong.
Yeah.
They didn't used to happen too much, from what I'm aware of in the past few generations. And I think not all parents, but I mean I'm doing that, you know, like just being honest and also trying to like put myself in their shoes because they remember a lot. For some reason, like some people think that kids don't remember shit, but they remember a lot.
Yeah, you know, and a lot of kids probably remember their dad just trying to always sound like he did the right thing all the time, or like he always, you know, like when I was a kid, you know, when I did this, or you know, basically all the dads would do is just tell the kids about the time that they quote unquote, you know, did the right thing. But what about when she didn't go your way? You need to tell your kids that too.
Right.
Because if their kids think their dad did nothing but the right thing all the fucking time, and he was just this badass motherfucker, then that's a lot to live up to, bro.
And it's impossible.
And the first time that they come up to a little roadblock, they're gonna feel like losers because they're gonna say, "Well, I'm not supposed to take a loss. I'm not supposed to be to run into bumps in the road because, now my dad's gonna call me a loser. He's gonna say, well, I didn't do that. I didn't take no." Nah, bro, I guarantee you, every motherfucker out there is taking a loss. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just that once again, the whole pride go back to the pride thing, bro. That they just. I don't know why dads or even moms sometimes, bro, want to make themselves look like the supreme. Like, I never did anything wrong in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you're really fucking up because now in your kid's eyes you're perfect. You know what I'm saying? So now.
And then eventually they find out you're not, and then they hold that against you too. They're
bro.
like, oh, you could have just been honest.
Yeah, you can't lie. You can't, bro. They remember being lied to. Once they're lied to, bro, that trust is hard to build up. You know. But yeah.
They figure it out, man. Kids are smart.
Oh yeah, kids are very, very observant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. What are their curses?
I guess all generational curses kind of go like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anger.
One of the curses. Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, supposedly past that, like I get anger from my dad. Supposedly, you know how people say that.
Oh yeah, I know my mom. She's a pretty fiery woman, and I know I get my attitude from her. And you know what? I've had to try to refine that because her. As much love as she gave me, you know what I'm saying, my mom was not able to really maintain a relationship, you know what I'm saying? And that has to do with the fact that, she's quick to anger and she's hard to please, and she won't put herself second, or she sometimes.
Right. So that's in you a little bit, but you have to control that.
Yep. I mean, that's why I'm at where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm having to hopefully, repair my marriage, so to speak, or make things right, with my wife, so that I don't end up, so I don't keep repeating that cycle, and I'm hoping that,
right.
and I'm hoping that, like I can put myself second more than always try to get my way, you know what I'm saying? Like lately, I always tell people, like. Stop trying to get what you want and start focusing more on wanting what you get. You know what I'm saying? And that's a big one. You know what I'm saying? Like stop always trying to get your way. Like if you have to force something, then you're not doing it the right way. Because that forcing is not God's way. God allows stuff to happen. Because remember we talked about this too. There's really no such thing as a good or a bad thing. It's all about timing, fam. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because you might. My bad.
You might look at something bad right now that happens today as bad, but then a week, a month, a year from now, you might be like, man, you know what? That bad thing actually resulted in good things. You know what I'm saying? Like
that path that you didn't want to go down made the one that you ended up going down because for whatever reasons, it's probably better than the one that you wanted to go down, and you won't realize it until after.
Yeah.
Until after you're on that path and you're on the mountain, and you're like, oh. That road's fucked up over there and shit. I would have crashed.
Yeah.
I'm glad the signs made me go over here and shit,
Yeah.
That's just wild. Damn, that's 23.
It's not bad. It's not right there. You know what I'm saying? It's not too long. I think from here, it's not too much more to add, I think,
Yeah. Addiction.
Addiction,
addiction runs in families.
Yeah, I think in a lot of families, like they don't call it addiction, but a lot of people just drinking. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that never leads to anything good. I guarantee
alcoholism
you.
is.
I guarantee you the fact that alcohol is partaking a lot in the family. That's why the marriages don't work out. That's why
But that's a cultural curse.
Well, I don't want to generalize.
Well, yeah. I guess it's not every family, but a lot of families, a lot of Hispanic families, from what I've seen in my family.
And in case you don't know, we are Mexican, so we can talk about this.
What do you consider? Are you Mexican American?
Yeah.
Is that what you would call yourself?
Mexican American. I'm an American, but I'm Mexican. I'm
just saying.
Like I'm an American product, but I got imported parts. You know what I'm saying?
What are your parts imported?
Mexico. My mom, it's like me.
Were both your parents from Mexico?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
You made in Mexico?
No. I was born here. I was made
You're
here.
made here.
Yeah, and then, but like I said, I'm imported from Mexico.
My dad's from Mexico. My mom's from here, so the eggs are American made. But she was a Mexican egg because her parents are both Mexican. They made her here. I don't know. But yeah, so I think sometimes there's like these generational, but sometimes I think those curses are placed on us or.
I mean, drinking.
Design.
I think it's a society thing. Yeah, I mean, I think that's why.
True.
I think that's why you can say that in so many countries, in so many states, and so many parts around the world, it's an issue. People drinking and drinking too much, and obviously it causes issues. And
throughout history.
Yeah, and it causes issues. You know, hey man, if you want to talk about, go back to the beginning. You know, when it comes to things like, you know, like arguments in relationships. You know, when abuse happens, physical, verbal, you know, sexual abuse. You know. We could probably tie a lot of that back to alcoholism, you know, to people just not being able to control it because you're taking this shit that it's supposed to make you lose your inhibitions, you know what I'm saying? You don't think rationally when you're on this shit.
And that's scientifically, and if you want to get metaphysically, possibly, you're opening yourself up to like demons and dark thoughts and spirits that wouldn't have otherwise entered your mind, which leads people to do those dark things.
Yeah, and yeah, man, that's pretty sad. You know, it's pretty dark too. You know, to think about that. Yeah, bro, when you drink this shit, sometimes it turns you into another animal. You know, and sometimes if you have the right thoughts or the wrong thoughts going inside your head, it's gonna cause you to do some really horrible shit. You know what I'm saying? And you, for whatever reason, you'll think that, oh, no, this is good. I can do this. You know.
Or you're not even. I mean,
you're
shit. Those who
like
have
said,
blacked out drunk,
like
it's not even you. Like you took a back seat and then something else took over.
Yeah, bro. Like if you told me, like for example, if someone tells you that they got drunk and they maybe, oh, I think I raped this girl, or you know, or someone gets fucked up and at a family party, and the next thing they know, they're diddling their little niece or their little nephew. You know what I'm saying?
Broke somebody.
Like that goes back to what you said. The demon must have got in there.
Right.
So I know your ass wouldn't do that.
Right.
You know? So. You know, hey, you know, I'm not, once again, we're not trying to sit here and, you know, tell everybody, hey, man, drinking is bad, okay, you know, get off the alcohol, okay, but, hey, you know, we're talking about generational curses and what can contribute to them. Alcohol is a big thing. You know, alcohol is a big thing.
That's just facts.
You know, and I would ask people, you know, like, you know, if there was, if your family removed alcohol from any and all gatherings and functions, how would they be? A lot of people say that they'd be boring. A lot of people, that sucks, right?
Right.
And that's what sucks. A lot of people need this stuff just to get a personality. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, the little liquid courage, so to speak. But people get addicted to liquid courage, and then they need more and more. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, but that same little beer don't hit you the same no more. So now you gotta have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 beers. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
You gotta name more to liquors. You know what I'm saying? And then you just doing something, you know, that, bro. Now you're just an alcoholic. You know what I'm saying?
And it starts to kill you.
And it sucks. It sucks. You know, it sucks that like we instead of knowing that this stuff affects our family members in bad ways, you know, we won't try to like be real and say, yo, man, like you're not you when you're on this stuff, you know. But then that's a whole nother discussion about how to confront people.
Interventions aren't very popular in Hispanic families.
Yeah, they're not really taking.
It's more of a white thing.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know about that, but yeah.
Well, I used to watch Intervention. It was always white people.
As far as anyone ever approaching anyone in the family about that, I mean, you're right. I mean, it's obvious that it's got issues. Like I said, you got deadbeat baby daddies, you got deadbeat baby mamas in my family, and people know why those things happen, but no one wants to say anything. People
debauchery.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, well, people just want to say that, like, oh, you know, people make dumb decisions, but it's like, did y'all step up when y'all needed to educate these kids before they went and started, you know, doing dumb shit?
They're also emulating the
behavior. They saw you drinking all, and they saw you being fun. So they thought it was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll admit, I want my best memories of my dad, bro, when he was drunk, because he was a fun drunk. You know, my dad was really not, and really, he still is to this day. He's a pretty fun drunk. You know, my dad's never been a violent drunk, and I get that from him. You know, where I drink, I'm, you know, unless something horrible's going on in my life. You know, for the most part, if I drink, I'm gonna be a pretty happy guy. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like I told my dad one time recently, I said, you know, when I smell alcohol breath on somebody, it flashes me back to those memories, you know. But they're actually good memories. That's why alcohol breath has good connotations for me. But
That's rare.
But you see what that could lead to. That could lead to me liking females who do that shit. Ooh. And how would I end up then? Exactly, bro. You think if I got
suffering?
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So you see how these little things that might seem innocent actually lead to bad things. You know, hey, my dad seemed fun when he was drunk. So when I always equate alcohol breath to having fun, good times, and so I got older and I like girls with alcohol breath, or I like, you know,
and bro, the vibe,
you see what I'm saying? Like how much bad shit am I setting myself up for? If I don't,
because you like a smell, because it reminds you of something good.
If I don't catch that, or like I said, a lot of people might just say, "Yeah, my family was more fun when they were drinking." You know, that's why I do it. You know, or I saw them. You know, they always seemed to be having a good time, pouring back the cans, bottles, shots, whatever. So I did it too. You know what I'm saying? Like we ourselves had to wake up. You know, the Great Awakening. You know what I'm saying? Like wake up to the reality of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like. So many things in this world that we think that are necessary or that we call it normal behavior, you know, like taking part in alcohol, you know, excessively, you know, like you know, no one looks at a like people are like, you know, a lot of people look at a bar as a good place, like, you know, some people hang out, okay, maybe, but it's also
a regular part of the society.
It's also where people go to just like take out their worst emotions sometimes, you know. A lot of times, you know, motherfuckers ain't drinking because they're. There's maybe some people who drink because they're happy, but there's also a big majority of people who drink because they're not happy. They drink because they hate life, hate themselves, hate somebody. You know what I'm saying? Hate the situations they're in.
A lot of times, those people that get real fucked up can leave those places and do fucked up shit.
Exactly. And by the way, come on, bro. After one or two drinks, and you're already under, you know, like, if you get pulled, I mean, if I was a cop posting up outside any bar and doing my job, you know, you should pull over everybody, right? No one should be allowed to leave a bar, you know, unless unless you literally walked in and had water.
Right, you should have had it unless you're leaving an Uber or some shit.
Yeah, you know, but no one talks about this, you know, like, I remember being when I used to go to the club, and bro, like, when the club closed, everybody come out, bro, like 99% of people are fucked up, and we're all about to go and get in cars and hit the highway.
And there's cops around, like, make sure nobody fights and shit.
Yeah. But the cops don't even give a fuck. They just want you out of there. Just want you out of there. Go do your stupid shit, but do it away from here.
Go to another precinct.
Yeah, exactly. And
then if it happens in there, so it's like,
how irresponsible is that? We're literally sending you off in this car fucked up to go and cause a wreck as soon as you get on the highway. You know, maybe kill somebody, hurt somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? But and is that a normal society? That shouldn't be looked at as normal or acceptable or something you want to take part in, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know to some people it sounds really lame to say, you know, when I say, you know, going out on the weekends to party is a waste of time, you know?
Right.
Because what am I doing? Like I said, I'm going out into an environment. Like, let's say I go to downtown on a Friday, Saturday night, right? I'm going somewhere where, once again, about 80 to 90% of people are already fucked up. And some of them might be happy drunks, yes, but there's a lot of those who are not happy. A lot of people are looking for trouble, looking for people to fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Or looking for people to take advantage of, to do crimes to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of just zombies.
And then some shit goes down. You know, oh, there was a shooting or something or blah blah blah. And then you like, oh wow, how could this shit happen, bro? You're out there when everyone's all like, you're putting yourself out there. You know, it's hard to explain. It's hard.
Because if it's true, you know, like when you get drunk, right?
Everyone's a zombie basically.
They're zombies or they're demons.
You're putting yourself out there amongst all these individuals, you know, and you want to complain about it's not
be
safe.
Be surprised when nobody's making good decisions.
Of course,
right?
It's not
Everybody's
safe.
in.
No one's in their right mind.
Right. Everybody's inhibitions are off.
You know, and at night, a lot of people like to, you know, because I'm in the shadows or, you know, people can't see me, you know, those bad thoughts, those bad intentions are fully out. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like I said, put yourself out there and you come back and you say so-and-so tried to assault me, so-and-so tried to rape me, so-and-so tried to steal my shit, so-and-so tried to start a fight with me, so-and-so tried to rob me, so-and-so pull out a gun. Well, you're out there with you know, come on, bro.
With the worst of the worst.
Yeah, you know, don't
Freaks
go,
come out at night.
don't go play with the pigs and get mad you got covered in shit, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what pigs are gonna do.
Right.
You know, you out there with a bunch of people who are just
snakes. They're gonna get bit.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, you know.
And then plus,
that's a whole nother podcast, though.
Plus, everything's fucking overpriced, expensive. The drinks are crazy. I mean, everything is just the whole.
You know, a generational curse that should be broken, bro. Is that people ball out to go buy outfits for Friday, Saturday night. You know, go waste all their paychecks at the bar Friday or at the club Friday, Saturday night, and think it's a normal thing. You know what I'm saying? Like we as a society need to stop.
You're gonna meet the love of your life, and then
bro. I mean, bro. The people, the alcohol people, the clothing people, they know that you're doing this. And they set you up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what like the music videos that were designed. It's just all about the party.
You know what I'm saying? Go get a bottle. You know that costs like 4 times more at the club than it does to buy it at the liquor store.
Right.
You know what I'm
just
saying?
because.
Yeah.
Just say you did. Just,
exactly.
Just to show it off.
Who
and
gives
shit.
a fuck?
Right.
You spent $200 on a bottle. $200. Isn't that your rent? Isn't that your car payment? You know what I'm saying? Exactly, bro. People don't think that.
Control and child support.
Yeah, people want to act like, oh, that's lame shit. That's lame. Lame is being broke and always thinking you can party. You're thinking you're the shit, and you're still in your late 20s, early 30s, thinking it's cool to go to the club.
40s and shit.
Getting fucked up. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like that's lame.
Yeah.
You know, I would much rather be the lame motherfucker sitting at home reading, playing chess, you know what I'm saying, than putting myself out there every Friday, Saturday night, you know what I'm saying, doing dumbass shit. You know what I mean? I remember I used to go out on the Wednesday nights because the beer was cheaper at the clubs. You know what I'm saying? I would go out, bro.
We'd have like Tuesdays.
Yeah, bro. Me and my wife, when we were younger, we go out sometimes 4 nights a week, bro, to the club. Yeah, bro. You know, but you know what? I'm glad that it was a phase we had and we got through it. And after we did it, we said we did it and we didn't need to do it no more.
Right. Yeah, me too. I mean, if you can avoid that shit, I mean, I would recommend avoiding a phase like that in your life. But yeah,
it's like a lot, bro. It's like a lot. Like I hate being that guy sometimes that tells the youth like you shouldn't do drugs, don't drink, you know, because it leads to them. Because I did that shit.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna be like, you did it, and I know I'm gonna tell you, yeah, it didn't lead to good things, but still, it's almost like telling someone, even though the roller coaster is a bad experience, you shouldn't get on it. They're like, but you got to ride it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like Jay-Z said, the only line I like from Jay-Z, he said, "Ho did that, so hopefully you ain't got to go through that." That's the only line I like from him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But, Chaos did that, so hopefully you got to go through that.
And that's why I hate to be sometimes Mr. Look, don't touch it because I touched it and you can't touch it now. Like I don't like to be that guy because I feel like I'm restricting you.
But it's logic though, and you're just trying to look out.
I feel you, but you know, but I think when I was younger, I look at it too like this dude is just trying to be Mr.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. I remember. My bad.
No, just go ahead.
I remember one time it was like on the week, like I didn't have my son yet, and we were like chilling in the parking lot. Did I have my son? I don't know, but we were kicking with this one dude, and he was like, nah, because I think we were all young and none of us had kids, and this is older dude, and he had kids and shit, and I was like, oh, who's taking care of your kids? Or I don't know what I said, and I just randomly asked him that. He's like, well, you want to take care of him or what? And I was like, oh, no, my bad. Like, I think he got offended because I was asking him, like, why... I wasn't saying, like, why aren't you with your kids? But it was just a weird interaction where he was like, fuck you want to take care of him? Because...
It's not my job. I didn't make a motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah, that's just a dude, once again, that didn't want to accept, hey, bro, you fucked up. I don't give a fuck if you say you didn't want it. You busted the nut. Now you made the baby. Now you got to take care of it, bro. Sorry.
Yeah. I guess it was like I was probably out of place for asking, but if somebody asked me, I'd be like,
you never wanna be that guy that tries to question other people's parenting.
Yeah.
Don't be that dude.
Hell no.
You know.
Even if you are a parent, you can't. I mean, that's just like you can't judge people, man.
Yeah.
You just gotta hope for the best. Damn, that had to be at least 10.
30 minutes now?
Almost 40 minutes, 38.
Yeah, bro. Overtime on this one.
Yeah, OT.
111.
111. See y'all next time.
Yeah.
Peace.